Resilience, the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Got to have it. It's going to happen, but man, we got to excel in it. The cracks of living life, playing in the NFL, fill them with gold, man.
It's time for another season of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star in Frisco, Bill Jones along with Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. It is finally here. It's the start of this regular season. All the work that goes into it throughout the offseason and so forth. It's Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to town on Sunday night. Sunday night football, there you can just feel the anticipation and excitement in the air here.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's been building really since we got back, from Oxnard. So it's great to be back at the Star, and we've had 2 quality weeks of work so far, and yeah, definitely Sunday night football to open up your season. There's nothing like it. Obviously, we got an outstanding football team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming in, and in AT&T Stadium we'll be rocking.
Of course, an offseason full of changes, not just this team, but also Tampa Bay, including as far as the head coach goes. Bruce Arians retires, and Todd Bowles for Tampa Bay, defensive coordinator, promoted to head coach. You know what you're getting out of a Todd Bowles defense, don't you?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Todd's done it for a long time. He's done it at an extremely high level. So, and I think when you look at the game last year, in the reality of playing at week 1, so there's definitely going to be some carryover, but obviously both teams are in tune with that. But he does an excellent job, schematically challenging you, and this will be a great start for us.
All right, as far as your team goes, of course, Dak Prescott going into his 7th year as a starting quarterback here. How nice has it been that Dak has had a fully healthy offseason, especially with the young players that are getting incorporated into things here, and Dak been able to lead that stuff during the offseason and preseason?
I mean, it speaks volumes of just how much time and energy he puts into this. His work ethic is incredible. But yeah, it's been a great off season. It's been a great training camp. Having him the whole time has been outstanding, and I know he's excited to get going.
All right, on the offensive line, of course, Tyron Smith goes down with the injury late in the preseason. Tyler Smith, first-round draft pick. How's he looked since he's moved over to left tackle here in the last couple of weeks? And there was a reason that you drafted him in the first round. It was to eventually be a left tackle in this league. It just came a little sooner than expected, right?
Yeah, definitely. Tyler's everything we thought he was going to be. So, I mean, he's a great fit for us. This is a great opportunity for him. But he's I love his personality. I mean, he's the same guy every day. Very physical, very talented player. So, he's like the rest of them. I mean, he's just really focused on, the task at hand, obviously working on his matchup. And so spending the extra time, he's in the early morning meetings, and so he'll be ready to go.
It's interesting. You look back, you mentioned earlier starting the season off last year against Tampa Bay, a game that the way things evolved in that game, Dak threw 58 passes in that game. I know that you want to rely on the run game as much as possible during the season, and Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard coming back. How has the run game looked to you as you approach this regular season now?
Well, I think, every NFL team is going through this, just because of the limited number of padded practices. You only have so much, really so much time to work it. It was a major focus, for us as a football team. Our run defense is a big part of that too. So, I mean, just the way we're built on defense, we need to stop the run and, and let our, our pass rush, go to work. So really all the way through. I mean, a healthy run game, a healthy run defense is good for your football team. It's one of the key components of playing complementary football. So it's been good. I think our guys have done a great job. We've maxed it out as far as how we felt as many reps that we could do it in the padded practice opportunities. I think the joint practices really helped us. We had a chance to go 3 times against another opponent and got some really quality work there. So feel good about where we are today.
All right, we're just getting started on this edition of the Mike McCarthy Show. David Moore, I don't know if you'll be surprised to know this or not. He actually made the cut. He's going to be back for another season here on the Mike McCarthy Show.
Well, you obviously didn't read my evaluation.
And David joins the show when we come back in just a moment.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck in Texas. The University of North Texas, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by Reliant, an NRG company.
The Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy, continues here inside the Globe Life studio at the Star in Frisco. Bill Jones now joined by David Moore of the Dallas Morning News, SportsDayDFW.com. It was like you made a grand entrance right there, David. Welcome to another season here.
I was struck more by the fact you sounded so surprised that I was back for another year. That's what I took away from your introduction.
Well, and here we are. We're starting the same way we did last year against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What are the chances on Sunday night that the Cowboys will throw the football 58 times against this Buccaneer defense like they did last year?
I find that highly doubtful that this game will unfold the same way. This team has talked about wanting to run the ball better and more efficiently. That's been an emphasis this offseason. Everyone says that they have gotten better at it. This would be the game to show it, right? I mean, Tampa Bay schematically wants to take away the run. Last year, there were other factors in play. Tampa Bay lost its corner early with an elbow injury. They were highly effective passing the ball. They threw for 405 yards. It made sense, but they did abandon the run pretty quickly because Tampa Bay did such a good job. Only 18 carries for 60 yards. I say if that happens again in this game, Dallas is in serious trouble because it doesn't have the weapons in the passing game that it had going into last year's game. So Dallas is going to need to run the ball better. Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, I think you'll see them both on the field at the same time more than you have at any point in their careers to this stage. And it'll be interesting to see if Tony Pollard is in the slot at all. He got some work there in training camp.
All right. Last year, of course, it was the Thursday night league season opener, and it became sort of a measurement game for this team. It was a 31-29 loss, and the Cowboys go on a winning streak. How much, with the changes on this Cowboys team this year, with so many depending on so many young players, how much is this playing against Tampa Bay a measurement game for them?
Yeah, I think it's very comparable. And last year, even though Dallas lost that game, I think a lot of people, because there are a lot of questions about that team coming off the losing season going into last year. I think a lot of a lot of fans went, hey, this team may be better than we thought they would be. And you certainly thought Dak Prescott was going to take longer to warm up and be at that level of efficiency. I think some of that's in place this year. They're the underdog. They're at home. Where some of the key veteran losses they had in the offseason, it is how can this team be as good? This team believes it has the young players in place to compensate for what they lost.
And in our final 30 seconds here, 6-0 Tom Brady against the Cowboys.
They're running out of chances to break that, aren't they? You would think. I would have thought that last year as well. But yeah, at some point, isn't the law of diminishing returns going to be there? But yeah, 6-0 against this franchise. A lot of players on this team. I think DeMarcus Lawrence is 0-4 against him. They're running out of time to break through, you would assume.
All right, we shall see on Sunday night. David Moore, we appreciate it. And up next here on the Mike McCarthy Show, Isaiah Stanback breaks down what Tyler Smith will be up against this Bucs defense.
This segment is brought to you by Blockchain.com. Trusted by millions. Trusted by America's team.
I don't know. I just try not to hold, I guess. We've got a saying Coach McCarthy always says is, we never want to hold in the run game. So I do think it comes with kind of experience a little bit, knowing when to let go of certain guys. If you get in bad situations, sometimes the best thing to do is just to let go and play the next play instead of trying to hang on for dear life and then get called for a holding penalty. So I think that's come with just being smarter on how I block and feeling different things. No, I mean, I would tell there is no secret. I mean, back to the the old Jason Witten saying, there's no secret in this thing. The secret's in the dirt. You got to go out there and put in the work and prepare the right way. Yeah, I mean, they got a ton of talent. They just got to, number one is just having confidence to go out there and do what you do in practice every day. Obviously it's a game, but if you just go out there and stick to your fundamentals and do what you've done, then they'll be fine. I think the biggest challenge for us is just taking care of the line of scrimmage. They're very talented up front. They've got linebackers who can run, and those D linemen do a great job of keeping O linemen off the linebackers. So taking care of that first level and then working up and getting hands on White and David.
The 7-time Pro Bowler Zach Martin and a bunch of young guys on that offensive line as the Cowboys take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now joining us here on the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy, Isaiah Stanback, taking a look at the youngest of the young guys, Tyler Smith, getting his first career start, and it's at left tackle, although we saw him at left guard in the preseason.
Preseason, he spent all his time at left guard, but we know that in his collegiate career, he was confident at the left tackle position. Now we're in a break glass scenario where he's going to have to swing over there. You guys see him right here in the preseason against Denver. One of the things that he has to shore up in order for Dallas to be successful on the offensive front is his pad level. He's been too high. We saw that early on in the preseason. He had 3 holding calls. Here's one of them right here. Let's go ahead and play it out. You guys see as he gets off the ball right here, he does a good job getting a step, but as he gets here, look how vertical he is. Watch his next step. Crisscross applesauce is not a position that you want to be in when you're going against the #1 defensive line, probably in the NFL. So he's going to have to shore that up, and I'm going to show you exactly how this affected Tyron Smith last year, because he's not the only one that has bad technique. If you decide to do that same technique against this defensive front for Tampa Bay, this is going to go a little something like this. So with 5 offensive linemen up here, 1 tight end. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys here. Who's this guy?
That would be the big guy. That would be Vita Vea out on the outside. Todd Bowles employs him on the outside on this play.
This situation is 3rd and 15. Typically, you wouldn't even see a defensive lineman have that size on the field. They put him at the defensive end position to go against Tyron. Boom, let's go ahead and play it. Much like we saw with Tyler Smith, here he is here. Tyron Smith gets vertical, and when you get vertical, Vita Vea is going to run right through your face, not allowing Dak to have time to finish through. 3rd and 15, incompletion right here. Now, if you do things the correct way, and you actually sit on your inside leg as a left tackle, as you see Tyron right here, he's going to do a good job of sitting hard on the inside with his help right here by Connor Williams. It'll be Connor McGovern this time around. And he's able to throw Jason Pierre-Paul by. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Sits hard here, make sure there's no seepage there, lets him get on the outside, throws him by. What does that allow for? It allows Dak to not only pump once, pump twice, go over the top to CeeDee Lamb, touchdown. If Tyler Smith can be as patient as he was, right, as Tyron was right there, and actually have good pad level, that will be the result.
So we're going to assume that Tyler Smith has been studying a lot of Tyron Smith.
There we go.
As the Cowboys get set to take on the Buccaneers on Sunday night. And up next here on the Mike McCarthy Show, the coach rejoins us.
This segment was brought to you by Blockchain.com. Trusted by millions. Trusted by America's team. This segment is brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy, inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star. Bill Jones with the Cowboys head coach. Tampa Bay comes in, and of course that means Tom Brady comes in. And I don't know how you ask questions about Tom Brady because there are no questions really that he hasn't answered throughout his career. Says a lot when you throw 43 touchdown passes at age 44. Well, now he's age 45. What is it, though, that is the biggest challenge when you face Brady?
Well, I mean, I think like anything, and you can continue with the statistics. I mean, he's rewriting every record that's out there for quarterback play and win a championship. So I mean, he's a great player, obviously, but I think just like anything, every team's built a certain way with a certain formula. You got to be excited about the opportunity to compete against Tom Brady, and definitely their football team. I mean, this is a veteran football team that has a lot of pieces, and Tom has some excellent perimeter players to get the ball distributed to. So we're looking forward to the opportunity. I know our guys are, just the fact that starting the season, all things going into, but there's always something special when you go against a player like Tom Brady.
And how about your defense matching up against these weapons that Brady has? Of course, Mike Evans, and now they've added Julio Jones, an all-decade player, a 7-time Pro Bowler. It is a challenge, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's, Mike Evans, and, you can see really Tom, the connection that he's had the last 2 years, and obviously Julio brings a whole another dimension. It's and they're a veteran operation too. I mean, they're aggressive. Their numbers, particularly in the passing game, are top notch. They're #1 passing team in the league last year. So, and we expect them to come after us. And once again, we're looking forward to the challenge.
All right, Micah Parsons coming off a 13-sack season, Defensive Rookie of the Year. There's a saying in the NFL that a player improves the most from his first year to his second year in the league. Yeah. That would really be something if it happens. But how far has he actually even come since a year ago against Tampa Bay?
I'll say this: we haven't played a game yet, but just going based off of practice, the competitiveness, obviously from last year to this year. I mean, I think it's a normal, progression. Our football team is so much more competitive in tune with, with the way we operate and how we go about it. And really, Mike is at the forefront of that. He's had some dominant practices the last 3 weeks, so he's really turned it on. The Thursday padded practice was another outstanding performance by him. So, and the big thing with a player like Micah, he has the opportunity, obviously, to make everybody better around him, and that goes, in the practice structure, obviously in the games, because the attention that he's going to get, obviously, is going to help the other guys with their one-on-one opportunities too. So he has definitely taken a second-year leap, and I look for him to have a extremely productive year, but he will get a ton of attention. I think I'm stating the obvious here.
And Trayvon Diggs coming off an 11-pick season last year. You look at Joe Witt's secondary and Dan Quinn's defense just in general. What is it that this defense needs to do or can do to make it even better than it was last year when it led the league in takeaways?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, everybody in the league knows we take the ball away, so we just got to be better at it, and how you're better from year 1 to year 2 is to stay in tune with the fundamentals. So I think just the way our guys fly the football, the length that we have on our defense has vastly improved from our first year here. So, the biggest thing is, just keep playing to our play style, because sometimes takeaways, you may not get them early, but they come in bunches. So just playing with the right temperament, the play style, the competitiveness, I look for our defense to take a big step from last year.
All right, we wrap up the Mike McCarthy Show in just a moment.
This segment was brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys.
Final couple of minutes of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. And how about we wrap things up, Coach, with a look at special teams. I know John Fossil, very excited. He talked about in training camp after Kevontae Turpin was signed, how long that Kevontae Turpin has been on his radar. I think he's been on his radar maybe since Kevontae was in junior high in Louisiana. But so much excitement building off his performance against the Chargers in the preseason, and not only what he can do on special teams, but maybe as a receiver in this offense as well.
No doubt about it. So impressive, really, from the first day. I just love the way Turpin's come in here and really has just really jumped in. And I'm talking about as a receiver. I mean, you can see it from his first practice. The language was brand new, and conceptually he picked it up very quickly. But you can see his competitive spirit and obviously his talent. I mean, he is so quick and has the same, he has the speed and the quickness. So, and obviously we all got to see what he can do against the Chargers. But he's been very, very impressive in practice, extremely consistent young man. Obviously, we're all excited for him and the opportunity in front of him, and he's been an excellent addition.
All right. Finally,
is that it?
You ready to kick it off?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
More than ready.
Absolutely.
All right. It should be fun on Sunday night. The Cowboys and the Buccaneers, and we will see you again next week here on the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by Blockchain.com. Trusted by millions, trusted by America's team. Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck in Texas. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.